A good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to round 6 of the Formula Sim Racing Academy Championship. We're here at the Silverstone circuit in Great Britain, and we're ready for some action here in the Academy Championship. My name is Felix from Delft. I will be your host today. Next to me, as always, got Cas Rietveld. Welcome, Cas.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me again. I've enjoyed the last rounds. They were great. I'm hoping for another stellar round here in Silverstone. Always a great track to race at. A lot of action. Very quick track. Tricky to race on in some corners. Maggots, faggots. Very tricky sections. But great to race on. And enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at what the track looks like. We've got 32 laps of racing coming up. It's not the longest race on the calendar, of course. Silverstone is a pretty fast track overall, of course, with the long hanger straight and the fast flowing corners of Copse and Abbey and the whole section of Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. We've got 2 DRS zones. Actually, this picture is slightly wrong. I believe we only have a DRS zone at the start-finish straight and on the straight, the hanger straight after Chapel. So don't think about that third DRS zone that's showing there. So I'm sure we're gonna have some great racing here. Always Silverstone is one of the tracks that gives us a lot of close racing.
Fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks as well. We've seen in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, where in the final lap in Chapel in the World Championship, the leader of the race clashed Michele D'Alessandro with his sister teammate Mohamed Patel, and it all ended in tears at the end. So let's hope everything goes well today. But of course, anything can happen.
And the Academy Championship in 2018 as well. Luca D'Amelio and Lawrence Doherty came together as well. Tears and tears and tears. I think they still hold a grudge over each other this day.
Yeah. So this car, of course, 976 brake horsepower, top speed of 370 kph. We're not reaching that today. Weight, relatively light, of course, 743 kilograms, and something that is very important to the drivers. The boost modes, the race and the qualifying boost. There's 2 types of boost in this car. The race boost is mainly used during the race, and the qualifying boost can be used during the qualifying, but your engine wears down quite a lot more. You will get quite a bit more power, but if you use it too much in the race, you can use it in the race, but if you use it too much in the race, you will probably blow up your engine prematurely and not make it to the end of the race, which is, kind of important if you want to win it at least.
If you want to finish first, you first have to finish.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so qualifying has already started. First drivers out on track, setting their lap times now. So let's jump straight into that.
Yeah, so far, David Coloxai fastest in Sector 1. Thereafter, Denno Brentholm, who's been very quick in practice so far. I've heard some chatter before the race that David Coloxai might be a potential winner here today. Stoyan Barbakov, quickest in Sector 2 so far, but quite down in Sector 1 as George Chatzipantelis decides to abandon his lap. So he probably crashed somewhere. Good lap, good Sector 2 from David Coloxai. Competitive, not the quickest, but only half a tenth slower than the quickest. So it's now all down to the final corner, and he goes, well, where it goes? Pole position.
Pole position,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
At least for now.
For now, at least, yeah. Very close times with Benjamin in P2. And there goes Denov. Yeah, as we said, very competitive times. And Attila Molnar was, fastest in pre-qualifying. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so far in the actual qualifying, also doing great.
Petr Polasek coming over the line now. See what he's able to do. Gets himself up to second. Only a few hundreds behind Attila Molnar. Very close qualifying session so far. Next to this car is also on a lap. Who is that? Joey Vrolijk. I think it's his first race of the season here.
Yep, it is. Being quite competitive in pre-qualifying. I think it was P8. So probably solid midfield drive here today for him. I don't expect him to get pole position here today, but he can prove me wrong. So we'll see. Job van Uitert, our real racing driver today here in P24 so far with a 25.8, 1.1 seconds behind the pole position. So he has to pick up the pace a little bit there, but I'm sure he will. Jacob Reed, our race winner, 27.8, bad lap. Probably made a mistake, 3.1 seconds behind first. So he'll be sure to improve there. So we'll keep an eye on our race winner, Jacob Reed. So far, not much going on with the laps.
Most drivers just starting their laps now. Joe Gabriel coming through Meggetts and Beckett's right now. First sector looked okay for him, personal improvement, but not really as close to the front as he would have liked. Now coming through Stowe.
Yeah,
especially with these high downforce the corners are so quick, especially Hobbs, Meggetts, Beckett's, Stowe. This is flat out through here.
Yeah.
Club corner.
Yeah, be careful for the bump. I crashed there last year and almost lost the championship. So you have to be very careful in the last corner. Very tricky sometimes if you hit it at the wrong angle. Joao Gabriel P15. I mean, it's decent. You can always do something from there. It's the first points paying position.
Pops is almost flat out in this car in qualifying. It might even be flat out.
It should be flat out with the proper setup. Yeah.
A little lift through Beckett's. Little lift coming into Chapel and then down the straight. Second sector for Kaloksai. Purple. So he might be on for provisional pole position here on his second attempt. Stowe on the limits there. The drivers are allowed to keep the tires on the curb, but if they go further than that, then they will get a cut track, and the lap won't count, of course. Out of the final corner, what is it going to be for Kaloksai? It is not an improvement, actually. Or it is. Oh, the timing just took a little while to update, but it is provisional pole position 124.488. Great lap there.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Quite surprising, actually. I think we have some issues with the live timing on my screen, at least, was quite a delay. But yeah, 24.4, and Denove with a 24.4 as well, with only 100. Just it's surreal. These cars can be so close in qualifying. I mean, top 3 within a tenth. I'm quite sure we're gonna see another car within there in the top 4 within a tenth.
Yeah, it's incredibly close at the moment. And purple sectors also throughout this whole top 5. We just saw Peter Palasek do a purple last sector. And Attila Milnar did the purple last sector before that. So still perhaps quite a bit of room for improvement for some of these drivers. And let's see if anybody can get above this duo of David Kloksa and Dave Overbrandem.
Yeah, they're just coming out of the pits now to go on their out lap. So in about 1.5 minutes we'll know. Then they'll start their lap. So it's quite quiet again. All just in the pits or starting the laps. Seems to be in waves today with the quiet parts. So there's not much going on. Matthew Clip P4, Ibrahim Khan in P5. Matthew Clip will probably have the best qualifying of his season so far if he does qualify in P4. Matthew Tewson, our championship leading, surprisingly only in P12. I'm sure he will want to improve that, but it's quite surprising to see our championship leader, our championship leader in P12. Now, he always said that his choking point or his improvement, biggest improvement will be qualifying, and we can see that again here. Basically the same that I had last year. Was very bad in qualifying, but better in race, so don't write him off just yet.
Yeah, of course, this Academy Championship has been all over the place throughout this season so far. We've had 5 races, 5 winners, and all those 5 winners have not finished a single race except for their win. So we've got 5 people with 25 points and a win, but they're all down in P9, sharing that position together with Zarov, who has finished most of his races. As we were looking at Barbakov coming through Stowe corner, But yeah, Tucson has only had a single podium, and that was last time around in Azure when he finished third. And he's leading the championship with 8 points to spare to Stoyan Barbakov as he comes over the line. What he's able to do up to P3, close
I told
as
you.
well.
Top 4 within a 10th. It's crazy out here. And I just want to bring you back just a little bit to George Chatzipantelis, our race winner from Monaco in P26. So if he does indeed DNF, it continues the streak of winning DNF. So if you win this race, it might not be so good for you for the next few races.
Yeah, interesting to see Chatzipantelis a bit further down. He was really quick in qualifying in Portugal. Was really quick in qualifying in Azure. Of course, was on pole position in both of those races. But today, not able to get a good lap in. He was quick in practice as well, so perhaps some issues on his end. As we are watching Attila Molnar coming through Chapel onto
personal
the
improvements for Attila Molnar. And there comes Jacob Reed, mixes himself into the top 5.
Yeah, purple sector, second sector for Attila Molnar. Also interesting to see Simon Frelick down in P10 has a purple first sector at the moment.
Yeah, he's his debut for today. We've seen him in GPVWC in the Academy Series, and now he's in the Academy Series for FSR. Great to welcome him here, and I'm sure he will.
To pole, provisional pole for Molnar, 124.356, very close once again. Matthew Klipp coming over the line in a little bit. He's on the hanger straight right now, but he's just abandoned his lap. Freilich wasn't able to capitalize on his good first sector. Lukchak down in P14 might be able to get some more positions, but I don't think he's going to be able to contest the pole. And I have to wait and see. The rest of the drivers now all have finished their laps, so this is the final driver that is on track still.
I think your top 10 is quite cemented at the moment. Top 10 within 3.5 tenths. That's quite crazy. Silverstone is always incredibly close in qualifying, and he doesn't indeed improve his position, but does his time, I believe. So that is the grid for today. Very, very close qualifying. Attila Molnar, first pole position. Will he win? I don't know. Let's watch.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. Of course, 32 laps of racing coming up. So here we have this, at least the top 10 for now. So Attila Molnar very, very close in qualifying. Attila Molnar on pole with that 124.358. Then Kaloksai behind that. Kaloksai, of course, also still in this championship fight. He is 11 points behind Tucson at the moment, and Dave of Brantham. He was very quick in the race in Portugal, but didn't finish there as he crashed out of, I don't believe it was the lead, but in a winning position perhaps. But he's in a good position today once again. Jacob Reed, he has got a race win already. Perhaps he might be able to get back on top here if he gets a good start. And down in P4, that's certainly possible. Barbakov 5th, of course, second in the championship, and then the rest of the drivers a bit further down. But the entire field, or at least the entire top 10 within only 4 tenths. That's really nice to see. And Tucson inside the top 10 as well, so I think he'll be happy with that.
Yep, absolutely. He can do something from there, so that's the most important thing for him, to get up to that podium, or even a top 5 will be good for him. It's just finishing this race inside at least a decent position, and a top 5 or even a top 7 would be decent for him to just stay in the championship.
Exactly. So as we are getting ready for this race, let's have a quick look at what Mitchie Hoyer has to say about this Silverstone circuit as he takes us around a lap.
This is Formula Sim Racing. My name is Mitchie Hoyer, and I welcome you guys to the track walk, to track presentation for round 6 of the Formula Sim Racing World Championship Pro and Academy run. We are live at Silverstone, the home of British racing, leaving pit road, leaving the so-called wing Here the pit garages on one of the most iconic sim racing and racing circuits around the world, Silverstone track. So coming out of pit road, right into turn 2, and then right straight into the first hard braking zone. A double hairpin to the right, turn 3, and then hairpin to the left, turn 4. Very, very important corners here. Into the first DRS zone already, Wellington straight. There's a good overtaking spot coming into Brooklands here. So Brooklands turn 6, goes straight into turn 7, which is Luffield through Woodcots. Flat out, no problem. Then coming up towards turn 9, also known as Cops Corner. High speed right-hander. Need to be careful with the track limits out there. And then the most iconic chicane combination. Mackets, Backets, and in the end, Chapel. That leads into the second DRS zone over Hanger Straight. Old landing straight for planes. Before we have a high-speed right-hander Stowe again. Need to be careful with track limits there as well. Final chicane, turn 16 into club 17, 18, and then we're starting our flying lap around the Silverstone circuit. Going across the line, turn 1 and 2, all flat out. Make sure you go hard over those curbs, and then hard braking zone into turn 3. Sprint up to turn 4, want to kiss the inside curb, and then the acceleration, the traction out of turn 4 through 5 into the second DRS zone. So important, as you need to carry all that speed up towards Brooklands, hard and late on the brakes, trailing into the corner. Immediate direction change for Luffield, a tight, wide, tight corner in the driving lines. Coming out, kissing the exit curb, going towards the old start finish line, and then hold your breath for a flat out Cops Corner here in 8th gear. Entering Maggots, still flat, light, slight lift, and then just throw the car into Chapel to go out on Hanger Straight. It's absolutely lovely to throw the car through the corners like that. So amazing, much grip. Car so great to drive, going through Stowe, and then once again late brake into the final chicane, going there through club and all flat out to the start finish line. That's one lap around Silverstone. It is very important that you got an awesome rear end balance, because you need to have so much trust and so much faith into your rear end that the car does whatever you wish to do it, and then you can go lightning quick here around Silverstone. If the drivers got that right, you guys will find out today at 1400 for Academy, at 1630 for Pro, and at 1900 GMT, all time GMT for the World Championship. Guys, we will see amazing races here, so don't opt out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round number 6 of the Formula Sim Racing Academy Championship here at the Silverstone circuits. The British Grand Prix is coming up. 32 laps of racing around this beautiful, iconic track. Coming up, in case you've missed it, the start of the broadcast. My name is Felix van Delft. Next to me, we have got Cas Rietveld. Cas, we're getting ready for this race now. 32 laps of racing. What do you think these drivers are going to take for strategy here?
I think it's fairly straightforward. One stop from the softs to either mediums or hard, depending on how long you can take your first tires. The guys who will be really good on tires are able to do the mediums again. If you're not, you can take the hards, which are pretty good tires anyway. So we'll see what we can do here. It's a one stop in my eyes, but some people have different opinions. So I'm saying one stop.
Yeah, we'll see, of course. Silverstone is a bit more forgiving with the pit lane delta, because the pit lane is relatively short, because you cut the chicane at the end, and of course overtaking is a bit more easy than we've had last round at Azure. So maybe somebody is going to try something else in strategy, but we're going to have to wait and see. Let's have a quick look at what the qualifying results were. Attila Mulnar on pole position today. Great qualifying session by him. David Koloksai in second. Dave Brentham third. Jacob Reed, race winner, in fourth. Stoyan Barbekov fifth. Second in the championship. Benjamin Giljinski in sixth. Matthew Tucson, championship leader, in seventh. Ibrahim Khan in eighth. Danny Robbins in ninth. Patrick Ruzinak in 10th. Petr Palacek in 11th. Simon Frelik in 12th. In 13th we've got Jacek Lupczak. 14th Adam Rainey. Thomas Andriamia Sora in 15th. Guillermo Mas 16th. Istvan Single in 17th. Job van Uiten, the real life racing driver, in 18th. Joey Vrolijk 19th. Max Haas 20th. 21st Blake Jackets. João Gabriel in 22nd. Dimitri Zarov in 23rd. The entire top 23 within a second here. Linus Lundvall 24th. And then we've got 25th Roberto Pignataro. Michael Wilson 26th. 27th George Chatsipantelis. 28th Sergio Fletcher. And 29th Jan Katau.
Yep, you're just missing Matthew Clip, actually, who is actually in P7. That's the only thing. And you can see it on the timing tower here, so that's not a problem. I can see Max Hus is actually starting from the pits. I don't know anything about that, but he chose to start from the pits, or he just missed the grid. So that's a shame for him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just wants to start from the pits.
Maybe he looked in his crystal ball and saw carnage in turn 1, so...
You never know with the Academy Championship. It can be a bit of chaos. But we've seen relatively clean starts throughout this season.
Yep, yeah, we can't lie. It's actually been pretty clean so far. So, let's hope we can see another clean one. But Silverstone always proves to be a bit tighter than people think.
Yeah, definitely. So, as the drivers now line up in their grid slots, that Rory Blue car taking a bit of an interesting approach, quite far to the left, but you can see also the different tire strategies being chosen here throughout the entire grid. Now we just wait for these lights to come on and start this 32 lap race.
Yep, I see Jan Katau actually has a very, very weird grid spot. He is all... Yeah, well, this is very weird actually. He's in the corner still.
Here we go. We've got 5 lights and we are racing here at Silverstone. It's been a good start for most of the field, and at the front I think it's already Kaloksai and Dave Brentham battling. Attila Mulnar keeps the lead. And Dave Brentham in third. Jacob Reed now trying to. There's a HM spinning there in the background. I'm not sure exactly who that was, but he is definitely going to get to the back of the grid.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know what exactly happened there, but Matthew Tucson now is under pressure from Simon Frelik into the corner we go, and Simon Frelik on the outside. Matthew Tucson can't defend, and he has just lost the position from our new debutant Simon Frelik.
Yeah, Tucson taking it careful on the start, of course. He knows that if you take it a bit careful here, you might just get a good result. He's been doing that throughout the entire season so far.
Yeah, Adam Rainey really putting pressure on Tucson. Already on a very small straight, he gained a lot on Tucson, and he's on a harder compound, and he's actually a bit better in Maggots and Baggots. So we can see here, does he have a good exit? Decent enough. Not gaining that much on Tucson. He also has a slipstream from Simon Frelik, of course. So not much happening here, but there is Thomas Andriar Musoa. I will always butcher that name.
Yeah, he was trying it around the outside of Stowe, of course. That's a difficult spot to get it right.
Oh, Patrick Rusinak and Guillaume Mas were really fighting. No, it was Stoyan Barbekov.
He was the one that spun then at the start of the lap.
Must be. Oh, you see Joey Vrolijk in P21 and Job van Uit in P20. Oh,
around the
Barbakov.
outside, 3 wide, almost coming into turn 3.
He hits the back end of Patrick Rusinak.
It's very tight here in the second lap, coming into the village section of this track. Now side by side, coming through turn 4.
Joey Vrolijk, good move there from the inside. Passing 3 cars.
Job van Uit around the outside of Brooklands, around Joey Vrolijk. It's gonna be tight on the exit, but room being given by Vrolijk. Van Uit though slots in behind them for now.
Yeah, plenty of room given there. Mutual respect, of course. Don't want to crash anyone out in the race. Hard fighting ahead with Gyamamas and Patrick Rusinak. Oh, someone spins! Oh, Gyamamas gone! Oh, and HME round as well. Stoyan Barbakov. Stoyan.
Might be able to get a replay of that later.
Oh, and Thomas Andrea Miharisoa as well without the front wing. Ay.
And Michael Wilson spun on the exit of Chapel there. I'm not entirely sure, but here we see Blake Checkett side by side with Istvan Zingel. Blake trying to find a way around. Ooh, fierce defense there by Blake. Trying to keep the car behind him. Job van Uit has dropped a little bit further back from Joey Vrolijk now.
Yeah, of course, on the harder compound, on the hard tires. We'll be struggling a bit, but later in the race you'll have better tires, of course, with the harder compound. So you'll be able to go on longer and go on to the softs at the end and have a big pace advantage.
This is what happened to Stoyan Barbakov and Thomas Aramierasoa. And yeah, Barbakov just... let's have a quick look again from on board with Barbakov. Of course, this replay is a little bit laggy, so it's a bit difficult to really judge it, but it just seems he went in too quickly into the corner and ran into the back of the car in front of him.
Yeah, Andrea Mirisoa did actually what every racing driver would do, just be careful into the corner. Maybe his car is a bit twitchy on the rear end, so he lifted a little bit more than Stoyan expected and just plowed into the back of him. In my opinion, it was Stoyan's fault, because you, as driver behind, you're responsible for the car ahead's rear.
Definitely. Kaloksai now up into the back of the gearbox of Milner already. Only a few tenths behind him now. He might be able to put pressure on him and try and get past Milner for the lead of this race. Of course, that would help him quite a lot in the championship fight. Tucson at the moment dropped down to P10 after he started from P7.
They're having DRS now, of course, David Kaloksai, so he's very, very close. I think if he has good exit, he can make this move work. Let's see.
Yeah,
on to the straight we go. DRS enabled. Gaining. Moves to the left. Brakes, a bit early, conservative. No move made yet, but you can really see David Kaloksai is eager to overtake here.
Yeah, although he is taking it careful. I think that's a smart way, of course. You still have 29 laps remaining after this, so there's no need to put everything on the line here for a risky move to take the lead of the race.
Absolutely. Just take it easy. The race is long. Get your tires where you want them. Get them in the window. Know your strategy. How long do you want to take these tires? And get if you're getting the values that you want to get. Because in the race, it always is a bit different than when you do a simulation. So in the back, not much happening. Roberto Pignataro, the lone ghost speed at the moment, since Michael Wilson sadly crashed out in a very weird position actually. Lost it at the end of, I believe it was Maggots and Baggots, and he just lost it. Very weird accident.
Yeah,
but
might be able to go for a replay a little bit later, but let's keep an eye out on Kaloksai, because again, very close coming into this village section.
Yeah, very close again. Has to be careful not to hit the rear of Molnar here. And here they go again. Kaloksai, it has a decent acceleration this corner. And here as well, into the DRS zone. Does he have the top speed? He is gaining. He is gaining again. Moves to the inside. Does he brake late? He doesn't. He is conservative again. Exactly the same as last lap.
Indeed. Taking it very careful. perhaps a bit too careful because the cars behind are also starting to catch up as he gets stuck behind Molnar.
Yeah, I would say just if you really want to make that move, I mean, you have the tires apparently because he does have quite some overspeed in Sector 1. Just use that little bit of boost you have left, and just use it for this. Well, it isn't really an important move yet, but the people behind are gaining, and you don't want them to get DRS because then you're in danger of getting overtaken. So just use that little bit of DRS and take a little bit of risk.
Yeah, exactly. As they come into Stowe once again, a little bit too far. Let's quickly have a look at what happened to Michael Wilson before they arrive at the village section. This onboard.
Think what Chapel.
Wilson. Yeah, Chapel. He touched the curb. He didn't touch the inside curb. He touched the outside grass. And there's a wall, and that's out of the race.
A very silly mistake. I think that it's just. He's quite an experienced guy. He has done quite a few years in sim racing and shouldn't be doing that stuff. So let's have a look again at David Clockseye. Attila Molnar, very defensive, moving directly to the left. David Clockseye tries to go to the left and outbrake him a little bit, but he did gain quite a lot. So I think he might have used a little bit of boost. This was in the slipstream for less time. Very interesting what's happening here at the front. Not much overtaking being done, but just a lot of gaining and gaining and gaining.
Yeah, and now Brentham also really starting to close in to Clockseye. With him also Jacob Reed and Ilczynski. Sorry if you mispronounce any names.
Jacob Reed going a bit wide there at Chapel. No harm done though. And then there's quite a big gap from Ibrahim Khan to Benjamin. Matthew Clip as well. So the gaps are quite big, so not much happening here. We can see George Chatsipantelis already in P11 and on the back of Matthew Tucson. I think he's going for a move here. Does he do it? Oh, from the left to right and left to right. He is moving under braking a bit, George. But no harm though, since there's no real car behind
Tucson,
him. Wow,
bit of a
really aggressive. Really aggressive.
He gets the move done. Tucson had that little mistake throughout the final corner and went outside of the track because of that, and Chatsipantelis took full advantage of that. Perhaps a bit aggressive, yes, but if the opportunity shows itself, why not take it?
Yeah, you can really see that
Molnar has been overtaken into Brooklands.
Finally did it. I'm sure it was quite a clean move, I think, because he had the opportunity to practice for a few laps. So let's have a look. Was it a clean move? Very close already out of the exit here. Into the DRS, gaining and gaining. Attila Molnar very defensive already from the get-go. From the outside, proven to be quite a good line. Yeah, clean move. Enough room from Molnar and enough room from Clockseye, so good move there. And now let's see if he can run away.
Indeed, that's of course also important. Jacob Reed, I think, is also going to try something here on Brentham. No, Brentham still has the DRS from the cars in front, so Reed...
Chatsipantelis, now behind Adam Rainey. Sorry for interrupting you there.
No, no worries.
There he goes to the left, into Stowe, easy move. Adam Rainey tries to come back a little bit, isn't able to. So Chatsipantelis on the hunt right now, gaining a lot of positions, doing really well.
Yeah, pushing those tires and the car to the limit. Question is, of course, how far can he take those tires by doing that?
Yeah, you can see that he's really pushing. He's really pushing those tires to the limit. You can see he's driving really aggressively, just looking left, right. Really sharp movements into that car. So the car is quite well set up because the car is not spinning. He can abuse the car a little bit. So good setup here from Natrax, I think. So Attila Molnar, 1.2 seconds from Clockseye. So there is something going on there. Since Clockseye either just has a very good race here with a lot of speed, or he's using a little bit more tires than Molnar, and Molnar just says, okay, well, if you want to abuse your tires, go ahead, I'll let you. Or he is an issue with his car, maybe.
Yeah, or a different strategy could be that...
Could be as well.
Clockseye might try to stop if he can run away far enough here in this first stint from these drivers behind him, then might be able to get that to work. Overtaking isn't the most difficult at this track, of course, so track position...
And I just saw Danny Robbins DNF'd. Yeah, this is quite an interesting one. Out of club. Oh, actually, not out of club. No name, I think. Yeah, bit of a stupid move, I think. Just went to the power a little bit early. Maybe hit a bump and just spun. Luckily not on the final pit straight. But yeah, shame for Danny Robbins since he was in P14 and had a decent race for maybe a good chunk of points. We look again at David Koloksai, 1.8 seconds to Attila Molnar. Crazy stuff here, really moving away, really pushing hard. Denhof Brentholm is being hunted by Jacob Reed, was very, very close there in Laffield. So what can Jacob Reed do here? We watch him as he goes on to Kops.
Blake Chackett's also fighting with Job van Uitert at the moment. They're coming to Brooklands. Both of them had DRS from the cars in front of him, but Van Uitert seems to be struggling a little bit on his hard tires at the moment.
Yeah, maybe he made the wrong choice here by going on the hards. Maybe the car is just isn't that good on high fuel load on the hards, but we will never know. So Blake Chackett's, what can he do? He's on a softer compound, same fuel load, same engine modes probably. So now it's important to get a good exit here. Use that DRS wisely and maybe use it on the next straight pot if you're close enough. Let's see what he can do. He gains quite a lot already on this straight. Now this corner, use a little bit of tires to get close. So you get that opportunity on next straight. And George Chatsipantelis into the pits. Lap 9, first pit here from George Chatsipantelis.
Relatively early stop, I would say, but perhaps,
yes, still a lot of that lap.
Hard tire for him, so he will rejoin, I think, in relatively clean air, but at the end of at the back of the field.
Yeah, behind Piam and Mas, I'm guessing. No, Linus Lundvall even.
Yeah.
So P25 is quite far down. Maybe a little bit too early since you don't really have a gap. Now he has to overtake quite a lot of people on already harder tires. They will already go longer than the top guys. So maybe a little bit of a mistake. But then again, he did a lot of overtakes and pushed those tires. So maybe it was just necessary for him.
Yeah, indeed. Jacob Reed still behind Dave of Benton. Behind them, the two teammates of Khan and Gilczynski.
Yeah. Very quiet so far. Jacob Reed isn't able yet to do a move on Denhof. Denhof's just doing a really good race. Good defending. Just racing his own race. Not minding Jacob Reed too much. Don't use your tires by looking behind. Jacob Reed, I'm sure.
Rainy and Tucson coming into turn 1. That's not a spot to overtake. Tucson really under a lot of pressure from Rainy here, and the car behind them as well. Petr Palacek really close. Perhaps Tucson's tire starting to go off. He's on the soft compound.
Yeah.
These other two are on the medium and the hard even
Petr
for
Palacek
Palacek.
almost did it on Adam Rainey onto the inside of that corner. Way too tight there. You can't really do it there unless you put your nose there a bit earlier. But I saw Adam Rainey having a lot of overspeed already on Matthew Tucson going into turn 1. So Adam might be having a little bit of lower wing setup here for his aerodynamics. And will be able to make quite a good move work on Matthew Tucson if he doesn't get distracted by the car behind. Now Adam Rainey quite far away now from Matthew Tucson. Let's see what he gains in Maggots and Beckett's and then Chapel. Into the left corner. Right we go. And left. Still behind. Little bit of twitch there from his rear. As we see from Petr Palacek's car. Now we have it straight. He has DRS. So he is within 1 second. He is gaining. Now into Stowe. Petr Palacek has a lot of overspeed already. Now Attila Molnar goes into the pits. Attila Molnar on lap 11. Lap 10 for him still now.
Also hard tires for him.
Also hard tires, yep. Now it's curious, where does he come out? Does he come out ahead of George Statsipantelis? I'm quite sure he will. Yeah, quite far actually. Yeah.
Right in this
P11.
battle behind Palacek.
Yep. Patrick Russi now right behind on a softer compound. But he hasn't made a pit stop yet, of course. So we can see, now we see Benjamin in P4 hunting down Jacob Reed as well. So this is a little bit of a train here from P2 down to P5. A little bit of a train, not much happening as Benjamin goes a little bit wide there at Cops. And George Chatsipantelis, I just heard that he binned it. He's not DNF'd.
Yep, I see. Let's have a quick look at the replay then.
Yeah, he's now 46 seconds behind P1, so there's definitely something going on there.
On board with Chatsipantelis here coming through Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. Did he bin it on the exit?
Oh,
bin
yep.
it!
Ay, George.
Didn't hit the wall, but those tires are not gonna be happy with him.
But I mean, the curse goes on, winning a race and then doing a bad race again. He won't be winning this race, I betcha. Now Denno Brentholm goes into the pits. And that's a guy who's usually quite decent on tires. And he also goes to the hards.
Ooh,
David
Benjamin.
Koloksai goes on.
Yeah, Benjamin putting a lot of pressure now on Jacob Reed, though Jacob Reed lost the DRS, of course, from the car in front of him. Now he's going to have to defend coming into Brooklands. Kuczynski onto the inside. Easy move there. Is it, though?
Jacob Reed comes back. But he makes the move. It's done. Benjamin into P2. Now he will want to hunt down David Koloksai, who's absolutely run away with 4.5 seconds.
Van Uitert and Joey Vrolijk here. Coming into Brooklands as well. Around the outside, Van Uitert.
Oh.
Is that going to work? Side by side. These two have been battling throughout this entire race. And Vrolijk
goes very wide there. Oh, loses 2 positions here to Blake Checkets, but he comes back out of the outside over the AstroTurf here. Now they're still side by side as they go on to Stowe. And Joey concedes the position.
Very nice racing here between these 3 drivers, and Van Uitert coming up on top there. Great bit of racing.
Yeah, that outside line there seems to be quite strong. We already saw some moves there, so drivers need to keep that in mind. Maybe pick the outside line there instead of your inside line, which people always think is a better one, but here it proves wrong. Yeah. Jacob Reed and Ibrahim Khan and Simon Frillick into the pits. So that's P2, who's now into the pits, and it will be curious where he comes out. Will he come out ahead of Denno Brentholm or behind? I'm saying behind. I'm sorry, ahead of Denno, because Denno just lost a lot of seconds with that battle.
Yep.
So where's Jacob Reed? P5. Jacob Reed comes out in P5.
Yep. Great rejoin there. And at the front of this battle, he's got free air now, fresh tires. He can push these tires now to make sure that the overcut for Koloksai won't work.
Yeah.
Attila Molnar on Petr Palacek coming into Brooklands.
David Koloksai now needs to pit, I think, to prevent the undercut from Jacob Reed. Because Jacob Reed will be pushing here to get those 3 seconds that he lost at the start. And believe me, that's very easy to do when someone pits. Attila Molnar also still has a very good race actually in P7. Only 1 position between Jacob Reed and Attila Molnar. Which is Adam Rainey, who's in a very special livery today, which is honoring Antoine Hubert, who sadly was killed in an accident in Spa. Now Attila Molnar onto Adam Rainey. Yeah, brilliant move, very easy on the DRS. Didn't even get to the corner yet and he was already passed. Good race for Netrex. Doing very well.
Times up the inside.
Woo. Wow. That is insane. Does he make it stick though? Now they go side by side onto turn 1. Still side by side, not conceding. Wow, what actually quite clean there. As Ibrahim does kinda concede it there, but I think he kept his foot in it. Amazing racing here. Silverstone proves us right again.
Looks like losing out of position to Van Uiten there as well, coming into turn 2.
Matthew Tucson just pit and came out in P17, which is not a brilliant pit stop for him, but not too far away from the points. As we see Simon Felix in P14, who's
Ibrahim
been...
Khan went wide there, now rejoined right into the way of Job van Uiten there. Van Uiten now has to watch out for the cars behind, has a bit of a snap there on the exit. A lot of drivers now close together. Dave of Brentham together with Joey Vrolijk. Joey Vrolijk had to concede there, of course, Brentham with fresher tires.
Yeah, Joey Vrolijk having quite an interesting race here on his debut this year. He already raced last year, but he's having quite an eventful race here. I'm sure he's enjoying this, just like we are.
Let's have a look at what actually happened to Khan here coming into Brooklands. I think it just spun. Ooh, he went really deep. Tried to do the outbraking again, which was never going to work there. And then rejoined a bit aggressively. Van Uiten had to avoid him a little bit and almost lost the position to the car behind him there because of that.
Yep, absolutely. He was quite aggressive on the rejoin there, but one thing he could have done is slow down and then come back on the corner, which is arguably more dangerous because you're slower. So it's a tricky place there to rejoin. So we'll give him this for one time.
Once again, Khan up the inside of Ruzinak.
He's very good on the brakes here. Very, very good.
Definitely is.
Job van Uiten him to P9. Not a bad race here for him on the hard tires. I'm sure you want to go on to lap 20 to get those soft tires to work and have that pace advantage. So we'll see what he does. Will be one of the most interesting races happening in this race already. The race of the tires, maybe here. If Job van Uiten makes a good result work.
Yeah, I think he can still make top 10 work probably. He's not in too bad of a position. If he can make these tires last to indeed like lap 20, then he can push those softs really quite a lot to the end of this race.
Yeah, obviously he can go longer than the soft runners at the start of the race because of the lower fuel load.
Yep.
So it will be interesting to see. Jacob Reed leading the race ahead of David Koloksai. 6/10 Koloksai is behind. I'm sure he isn't happy with this.
Adam Rainey side by side with Palacek. And Khan is going to make it 3 wide. Is that going to work, guys? 3 wide into this Veil section. Rainey has to cut the corner. Palacek around the outside now. 3 wide once again almost.
3
Rainey
into
concedes.
1 doesn't go. Ay, ay, ay.
Khan really aggressive there. Now spins almost. Gets overtaken by Palacek as well. Van Uiten now around the outside. Is that going to work with Khan? No. Yes, perhaps he has the inside of this corner now. Khan has to leave him space there. Now DRS for all of them. Coming up to the straight.
With Denhof Rentholm. Denhof also passed him. So 2 battles into 1 corner. Now Job van Uiten, P7, wants to get Adam Rainey. Ibrahim Khan again on the brakes. Very deep. Does Job van Uiten keep this position though? Ibrahim Khan still on the outside. Has the better grip, and he makes the move work around the outside of Job van Uiten. Wow. With this race, Ibrahim Khan is just racing everyone so hard. It's crazy, this.
Yeah, he's not going down without a fight here, Ibrahim Khan. Perhaps it's a bit too much.
Yeah, perhaps.
You can argue that.
Yeah, you can really argue it's a bit too much. He's really aggressive, just throwing the car into a corner with the brakes. I mean, he's able to stop the car still for the corner, but I think he's also using the car a little bit, the car ahead of him to brake, but he does make the move work. He cannot Adam Rainey. He also has a lot of overspeed, maybe running a bit at lower wings, or he's just using a lot of boost and might not make the engine live for so long. And we have Denhof Brentham, who's really stuck behind this train now, really suffering from the battling happening in the front, because Denhof is just not able to get past everyone. Because they're just going so wide, 3 wide into 1 corner. You can't make it 4 wide for Denhof. So I'm really hoping Denhof can get past these guys soon, or otherwise this race will be compromised.
Yeah, definitely. 15 laps to go now, including this one. Jacob Reed in the lead. He's looking to get a second. David Koloksai, though, he's still very close to him.
Yeah. Very interesting indeed, this race. David Koloksai only 1/10 according to my timing here. Very close. Maggots, Beckett's, and here comes Chapel. Does he get a good exit? Now on to the DRS. Will he use a little bit of boost? How much does he gain?
Overspeed.
Let's see. Here he comes, onto the inside. Does he manage to outbrake him? He doesn't. Almost side by side. Isn't able to make the move though. But he's very good on the brakes, I can see. Good corner exits.
Van Uitert.
Oh, he spins! Job van Uitert spins in stow. Oh, there goes his really good race. I think it's just those tires, those rear tires that he might be using a little bit too much. Just gave up.
I think he had a bit of contact with the front wing or the rear tire of Adam
Could
Rainey.
be as well.
Tried to go for the inside here into stow. Yeah.
Yeah, just contact, yeah. What a shame. What a shame. I mean, it was also maybe a bit too... It's tricky. I mean, of course you want to get past, but he didn't really have the overlap. I think it was a bit too overambitious here for Job van Uitert.
Yeah, perhaps.
Adam Rainey, though, is able to continue. Sadly, no contact punctures here in rFactor 2. That would be quite interesting, though, because there will be a lot of DNFs and pit stops with that.
Adam Rainey's tires are really starting to drop off now, though. All the cars behind him, fresher tires. Really starting to get stuck behind him a little bit. But you can see they have so much more grip throughout the corners.
Yeah. Now, I'm just watching Dave Coloxai. Really not much happening. I think he wants to wait for last few laps, save his tires. At least that's what I would do. Just hang behind. No real threat from behind. Just keep calm, keep collected, and plan your move.
Around the
Simon
outside.
Frelick, though. Good debut here for him.
Yeah.
Simon Frelick for Royal Blue Racing.
There we go. Rainey finally into the pits for his stop. 12 laps to go. So surely that's going to be to the soft tires.
Yeah, I think it isn't a bad decision here for him to do this on his 19th slash 20th lap.
Coloxai inside of Brooklands. Here we go.
Oh, he does it already! Goes against what I said. Now outside here isn't side by side anymore. Maybe tries to cut back. Oh, Jacob Reed, a bit of oversteer there. Has the slipstream. Does he have the overspeed though? He doesn't. Yeah, concede. Man, concede. Yeah. Okay. Good. I mean, if he would have went for that, I don't think it would have ended well there with Reed and Coloxai. So, I would say to Coloxai now, stay calm. You still have 12 laps remaining in this race. Just keep calm. Do your own race. It doesn't have to happen in this lap. You still have 12 tries or more.
Yeah, exactly.
And know where he's vulnerable. You know, learn your opponent. There's no reason to just do a over-aggressive move because you want to get past it. Of course you want to get past him, but if you crash, there's no use. Now here Coloxai, of course, is quick. But does he have the mental abilities to get an over on Jacob Reed? Good on the brakes, gained a lot. Maybe it's here. Oh, he already tries the inside there. It's way too tight there, man. Okay, now does he have the good exit? He is close. Use the DRS. Maybe use a little bit of boost then. Now you have him at his weakness. Use the inside. Brake late. Ah, not really. Side by side still? Nope. Not still side by side. Yeah, just doing the same thing over and over again every lap. Abusing your tires, no use.
He doesn't really commit, especially there coming into Brooklands. He puts his nose there, but on the braking he doesn't really commit. You just have to go for the move. Perhaps brake a little bit too late, run out a little bit too wide, but if it's all within limits, then it's worth it to
yeah, exactly. I mean, you're absolutely right. If you're trying this, then do it properly, because there's no use to do it every lap the same thing, because you're just hurting your tires. Oh, can he go here though? No. No, he can't. I mean, he has to stay calm. Because hurting your tires here has no use. Just stay calm, David. Come on. You can do this. But also Jacob Reed, though, is defending is clearly quite good because he is able to brake at the same time as David Coloxai. So that might also be the reason why we don't see him braking late, because they are already on the limit. Jacob Reed, though, yeah, you see David Coloxai always tries the inside line here, but that doesn't work because if you do it too late, you spin Jacob Reed and you lose your own front wing. Now what happens here? Not much. Staying behind Jacob Reed. Jacob knows there's no opportunity now. Jacob also knows where he wants to do it, so he's also given some relevant information to his opponent, which is Jacob Reed. So he now knows he wants to do it there. He's done 2 tries. Quite curious, this battle.
Indeed, and the rest of the field has been calmed down a little bit, especially in that top 10 section, just a little bit low there. It's calmed down quite a lot. It was a bit aggressive there sometimes, perhaps in the last few laps, but now everything has settled down a little bit more. About a second between most of these drivers. Oh, Coloxai spins on the exit into the wall, and I think he loses his front wing there.
Oh yes. Yeah, he lost his front wing. It's done. I mean, that's what I mean. Just too nervous, just wanting to get past him.
Oh, and doesn't go into the pit lane.
He doesn't know he lost his front wing.
Well, that's gonna find out soon enough.
He's gonna find out that soon enough, indeed. Yeah. Oh, and then hits him on the out.
Yeah, that's his race over.
Yeah, that's his race over. I mean, that is just over-eager. Just wanting to do too much at the same time. I mean, we've seen that from Coloxai in Monaco as well. Just being over-eager, just wanting too much into one corner.
Yeah, too soon onto the power, in the dirty air of the car in front. Into the wall.
But then again, it's Academy and we have to learn these things, and Academy is a brilliant place for learning the dirty air of your car, just learning to lead the race and following, and it's all quite it's an art in the end, getting the perfect race. And Coloxai maybe just has a little bit to learn. Now gets overtaken by his teammates, which are probably a bit frustrated by by his teammate not winning, because he clearly had the pace, clearly had the ability to make this race work, but just sadly didn't get the opportunity. And also for Jacob Reed, though, he was such a solid opponent for David Coloxai that David cracked under pressure. You could say, actually, you know.
Yeah.
You could say he cracked under pressure, and Jacob Reed just defended everything so well. And I would say a brilliant drive from Jacob Reed there. So, compliments to him.
Definitely Coloxai now.
As Joao Gabriel just spun into left field. P21 though, so not really relevant, but of course still a shame for him. And now David Coloxai finally into the pits. Matthew Tucson, our championship leader, into P8. 4 seconds.
Move into club.
No move, no room.
Very close. On the exit though. Might be able to get back into turn 1. No, slots in back behind of him.
Rainy in the pits again.
Now on fresh tires, Van Uitert with soft, so he'll be able to make some moves, perhaps get back into this top 10. Yeah, right now on P13, so definitely should be possible for him to get into this top 10 with still 9 laps to go.
Just wanted to say, Adam Rainey into the pits again, so something happened there. Not sure what. Dmitry Zaharov, which has been quite good at the start of the season, but fairly quiet the last few. 46 seconds behind P1, so another brilliant race for him. Now Job van Uitert though, new tires.
Yeah.
Sadly spun, lost a lot of seconds because of that. Would have probably been into the top 10 quite clearly. It would probably make Matthew Tucson and Sergio Fletcher's life hard.
Indeed.
Patrick Rusinak though.
Let's have a quick look at what the championship standings would look like if we were to finish the race. Now, of course, the 2 championship contenders, or the 3 championship contenders, have all been, Matthew Tucson, of course, he's still driving well inside of the top 10. Or at least, well, he's 8th. So he's doing a clean race, but not the best race that he's done so far.
He's actually run away again from the Stoyan.
But of course, Barbukov, he made a mistake in the first lap, spun.
Yeah,
and then
he's running P17.
Yeah, so he's quite far down, losing a lot of points. Kaloksai basically out of the race with losing her front brake so late in the race. So he's not going to get much points, if any. And then Jacob Reed, of course, he's going to get a win. So he might get back a little bit. But as we've said before, he got a win before, but didn't finish any of the other races in the season. So
actually,
much
don't say that too early, because Benjamin Gilchinski, I don't know how to pronounce that. Please send your pronunciation through. Benjamin to P2 though, 5/10 behind Jacob Reed. Jacob Reed, of course, has a bit more tire wear because of that fight with Kaloksai, so he might be compromised here actually by fighting Kaloksai so hard. Benjamin 5/10 gained a lot on him. So what is he able to do? We saw that this Seawolf Netrace Motorsport car was very good on the brakes, very good on the straights. So, what do you predict will happen, Felix? Because this is going to be an interesting battle.
it is still about 6-7 laps to go. We saw already that Reed was struggling a bit with his rear tires in this battle that he had with Kaloksai. And perhaps Gilchinski's been able to save them a bit more. He's been in clean air a bit more, and he's maybe already gonna try it here into. No, he's not just yet.
Had a little peek though, maybe scared Jacob Reed a little bit. And you see Jacob Reed quite a bit struggling. It looks like just having a little bit of oversteer every heavy acceleration zone. And Benjamin just really gaining a lot everywhere. So obviously he has better tires. I don't really know much about Benjamin. I haven't really seen him this race much. More about Ibrahim Khan though, who's running P4, which is actually quite good concerning his little incident.
Benjamin also had he won in San Marino, of course.
Oh yeah.
So also
of course, yeah.
these two guys are basically battling for who's the first to get a second win in the season.
Yeah. Or they crash and Attila Molnar wins.
Yep. I mean,
that would be crazy, but don't count it out though.
Statistically, they both are not allowed to win.
It's crazy. I mean, who would have predicted this season so far? It's just the most consistent guy is leading, and that's Tucson. It's consistency is really key. I mean, if you have the pace to win, okay, that's nice. But if you can't win again, what are you gonna do then?
Yeah, exactly.
One win isn't enough to win the championship. It proves you have pace, but doesn't prove you have consistency. And that's probably the most important thing. Benjamin, though, not really doing much this lap. Maybe he's just waiting for Jacob Reed to make a mistake and capitalize on that. But there's also the possibility that Jacob Reed isn't going to make a mistake. So, have to wait and see. The race is still long. Attila Molnar just doing about the same pace as the two top runners. He's actually a bit slower than Jacob Reed and Benjamin. Ibrahim Khan though is quicker, but he's further away. I'm quite confident about counting him out of the race win. I wouldn't have counted him out though if he hadn't had that incident. But you know, sadly it did happen. So.
Van Uitert and Vrolijk are gonna go at it again. Van Uitert on the fresh soft tire. Surely he's gonna get a clean and easy move here on Vrolijk. Coming onto the hanger straight. DRS open for Van Uitert.
A lot of overspeed.
Yeah.
Joey goes to the right.
Tries to defend, but with the tires differential between the two, it's
easy move.
No much point. And Van Uitert into the top 10 of this race.
Still with that incident. That's a very good race then.
Yeah, definitely would have been maybe even top 7.
Probably.
Top 5 maybe, even if he didn't have that incident.
Yeah, I wouldn't have counted him out about a podium maybe, even if he would have started higher up. Because you can clearly see his race pace is quite good. Yep. Doing 27.6 and P1 is doing at 28.7, so it's 1.1 second quicker than the leader. And now that is real pace. of course, different tires, but still, if he would have started higher up, had a good strategy, maybe things would have been possible on the podium. But that is always a what-if scenario, and it didn't happen, so we shouldn't really talk about it. Jacob Reed and Benjamin just doing the same pace. Benjamin last lap, 2/10 quicker. Still though, I can see Benjamin is 2/10 quicker in Sector 1, but then Jacob Reed is 2/10 quicker in Sector 2. So they just changed those... They changed the balance, and they're as quick in Sector 3, so they're doing exactly the same lap times. So the real chance for Benjamin is in Sector 1, but you can't really do anything there.
Yeah, and only about 4 laps to go now, just under 4 laps, so not many attempts left for Benjamin to get past Reed. He's having a bit of a look, but he's a bit too far back now.
Yeah, just a little bit too far back, but I think Benjamin might actually be able to make a move if he does want to do it with the boost of the car. But it is risky, of course. It is risky, but he does need to have a good opportunity, which Jacob Reed won't want to give him. Adam Rainey is in P16 behind Dmitry Zaharov with a little bit of overspeed of around 7/10 per lap. So I'm sure Adam Rainey will get some points here, and David Koloksai hunting down
Here we
Adam
go.
Rainey.
Jasinski around the outside coming into Stowe. Is that gonna work? Still side by side on the exit. Very close now, breaking into the chicane.
Still side by side.
Side by side indeed. Gilsinski concedes there.
Yeah, concedes the position. Knows he will get another opportunity probably. So no use to crash each other out in a very tight corner. You can see he is able to do this. He has the overspeed. He wants it. He's eager. Wow, very deep on the brakes and very close to Jacob Reed here. Now get a good exit here, because this is a real opportunity. Open up the boost now. Get that overspeed. Open the DRS. Get behind Jacob Reed. Move to the left. And he does. Brake deep. Oh, Jacob Reed also very good on the defensive side here. Brakes really deep. They're still side by side. He is able to make it. Benjamin. There he goes. Side by side still. And he has a little bit of an... Yeah, he made it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Benjamin made it stick. Incredible move. Really well done. He made the inside work. And we haven't seen that before. Only with the outside. So, brilliant move here by Benjamin. Really well done. Good racing. And he's into the lead.
Yeah, let's see if Jacob Reed is able to stick with him a little bit. But I don't think his tires will allow it. There's a back marker as well behind him. I believe that is... it's not Khan. I'm not sure who it is then, but... he surely won't be a problem, I hope. Jacob Reed's still got a gap of about 5 seconds to Mona, so I think he just needs to concede that he will not win this race. But still get that second place pretty easily if he doesn't make any mistakes here.
Yeah, probably just 2 laps remaining. And yeah, Matthew Tewson. Oh, this is good for the championship for him if he can make this position work. P7 just gains you a little bit of an extra point, and a point can win you a championship. So Tewson will want this position, want that point. It comes with it, of course. He will still wants to win this championship, and as I said at the start, getting a decent result is still okay. And if that is a top 7, it's top 7. If it's a top 5, it's a top 5. It's fine. Just get into a decent position to still be into the championship. He's also being hunted down by Palasek, who is on softer tires. I don't know how old they are. I will check that. That is 10 lap old tires for Peter Palasek. Tewson and Frelick doing the same times. Just Tewson 2/10 quicker per lap, but is that enough? That is the question.
Yeah. Polacek now really close to him as well, behind. Might be able to do something here if he uses some boost.
We are on the final lap.
Here we go.
Aye. Tucson is in a sandwich here.
Yeah, a little bit. And of course, he's fighting for some nice prizes here in the Academy Championship. If he wins the championship in the end, he will get a nice trophy accompanied with the IMB Racewear package, which includes a t-shirt, a set of gloves, a set of boots, and a cap. As Polacek almost went for the dive there.
Tucson also very close, but compromises his exit here by going just too limited on the inside there. Now he's too far away, in my opinion. And now he's only one opportunity left. And Polacek also really wants this. He's really eager. We're going to switch to Benjamin Kilczynski though soon, because he's on the final lap. He's onto the hanger straight now. And he'll win this race, because Jacob Reed is 1.5 seconds behind. And unless Benjamin makes a mistake, he wins the race. Tucson, close, not close enough. Patrick Polacek here. They bump wheels, bit of contact, not really supposed to do that here. Oh, they bump again, and they bump again.
Yep. But he gets past now, and Kilczynski out of the final corner. Takes victory for the second time. The first driver to do so here in the Academy Championship 2020. But a great race by him. Very well done.
Matt Tucson and Patrick Polacek. They spin. Oh my god.
Oh boy, Tucson doesn't lose any other positions. Van Uitert is too far back. But
Joey Vrolijk though passes his teammate Petr Polacek, but they are side by side still. Still side by side. Oh, Joey Vrolijk loses the rear end almost. But I think he gets the position.
Yeah.
He does, and it's a top 10 for Joey Vrolijk.
On his debut in this Academy series, I believe, in 2020, if I'm
in 2020,
yeah,
2020.
So a great result from him. Job van Uitert, P9 after that incident with Polacek. Let's see if we can get a replay of that. Of course, Kilczynski, he's the man of the day, getting the win. Great bit of driving from him.
Great race today. It was really exciting. There was a lot happening, a lot of spins, a lot of, well, not really collisions, just more bumping the wheels. Not really bad driving standards today, just aggression.
Tucson was on the inside. Polacek turned in a little bit too much, perhaps. Let's have a look if we can see it on board as well with Polacek.
Yeah, let's see. Tucson wanted to get back at him, of course. Went to the inside.
Maybe Tucson ran a bit wide as well.
That's 50-50 if I look at it quickly. Can we get an onboard from Tucson?
Yes. There we go.
Okay. Already very on the edge of the track. Yeah, I mean he tries to keep his line. It's going to be millimeter work here, how much he moves away from his line. I think he did understeer a little bit, but it's tricky to say. I mean it's the final lap. It really is an all or nothing then, especially for Tucson, of course, since losing that position might lose him the championship. He has a bit of a gap to Job van Uitert, 1.1 to Job and 3.7 to Joey. So if he gets a 5-second penalty, it's on the edge. If he gets overtaken by Joey, it's tricky for Tucson.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look at what the standings would look like if we were to take the results from what we have right now. So we would have Matthew Tucson, of course, still leading the championship with 74 points. Then we have Barbakov with 58, Kaloksai with 56. Not a great race for both of those two. Kilczynski would get into 4th with 50 points, and Matthew Klipp and Jacob Reed behind that. Danny Robbins also didn't finish today. Petr Polacek, after that incident, not the best race he has had of this season as well. And then the rest behind that also have a lot of catching up to do if they want to win this championship. But Tucson really getting a bit of a comfortable lead now. He has got almost 20 points now, but 14 points of a lead. 16 actually, sorry. 16 points, which is well, quite comfortable, but of course he still needs to do some races after this. Next race is going to be the German Grand Prix. First, of course, we have got the World Championship coming up later today, the main event of the weekend. Round 6 at 1840 GMT. I'm sure we're gonna see some nice battling. Let's see if anybody can beat Jonas Simoncic today. We've got another championship coming onto the grid today for ground effect racing. We've got Mohammed Patel joining today, so he might be able to get back at Simoncic. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Of course, we've got Peter Briljak and Jeroen Kwieko as well trying to beat him.
No one knows. He's proven fairly unbeatable last year and this year as well. I mean, he's on fire in every series he competes in. So let's see if his main series, FSR, remains unbeatable for him.
Yeah, so after the World Championship, of course, we've got about 3 weeks of a break until the German Grand Prix, which is going to be held and on the 21st of June. So, of course, we first hope you will be back for us with the World Championship race. Of course, also the Pro race, which will be starting in a little bit over an hour's time. We'll still be in between or before the World Championship race, of course, but if you can't make that, please make sure to tune in for the World Championship. After that, I hope to see you back on the 21st of June here for the Academy Championship at the Nürburgring for the German Grand Prix. Until later tonight, thank you all very much for watching. Cas, thank you for joining me in the commentary booth.
My pleasure, it was great. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, and of course also thanks for the drivers for giving us quite a lot of action today. Until tonight, please take care.
Stay safe.